Alright guys, we're here. We're back here at Murgo's loft. As such, we gotta find the elevator. Let's do that real quick. Oh, back to the baby screaming. You guys ready for this? From here on out, it's endgame. Hello, Lady Yharnam. I'm here to, I suppose, ease your suffering. Or exacerbate it. I'm not actually sure what happens from here on out, but thy will be done. Well, That was fucked. Let me tell you. Notice how, when we fought the Orphan of Cause and we killed it, it said Nightmare Slain as opposed to Prey Slain, Prey Hunted. That's because we stopped 2 nightmares in both occasions. We finally stopped the nightmare of Mensis. Now this realm permeates no matter what happens, but we stopped the scourge of the beasts. Nothing can be done for the town. It's practically done for, regardless. But we did it. We reached the end of the game. There's nothing else to do here. We have slain Murgo, the baby Great One, the baby of Queen Yharnam. And notice the music that was playing the whole time? Yeah, I have some theories on that. That's Murgo's lullaby that played throughout the whole fight. And, well, if we went back to the graveyard where we fought Gascoigne, the body of his wife would be missing now. I have some creepo theories on that. Kind of like how the Orphan of Cause is related to Gehrman. Gehrman? God, I gotta learn how to pronounce that. And just all sorts of creepy shit. Yeah, let's not dwell on it. You get the idea. So now, we will head back to the Hunter's Dream and tell Gehrman we did a good job. Job's done. The hunt's over. Okay, well, that's a thing. Doll, what's happening?
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gehrman awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Good hunter.
Farewell. That's all she has left to say. So yeah. You can still come in here, actually. The fire only burns the outside. So why is this place on fire again? That's what I want to know. Oh yeah, fun fact. Did you notice the blade? That one right there, the one I'm looking at, very conspicuously looks like the blade that the wet nurse we just fought wielded against us. Pay attention to that, because we're not done seeing that blade yet. Let's see. Do I have enough to get my... Oh, right, that's right, I have it equipped. I might as well. I really don't need the cause parasite. I got another file where I have it. I don't know if I can level up just enough. Oh wait, I'm supposed to put the... I've had the wrong gloves on this whole time. I'm an idiot. There we go. Boy, that's embarrassing. Anywho, is there anything else I can sell? You know what? This should do. I don't need any of this. It's the final fight. It's gonna be down to skill. So, level me up. Yeah. Level me up one more time. I'm just short. I could get probably one more level up in. And then I'm gonna take care of some before we get this going. I keep all that. You never know. I only need 10,000 more. What can I sell that's worth 10,000? I suppose some clothing. Sorry, folks. We're gonna do this in just a sec. Oh yeah, screw that. I don't need that. Oh, we got the trousers too. Fuck the trousers. We should have enough now. One last level up. What do I want to level up? I feel like my endurance. Okay. So where is this? Yes, thank you, doll. Thank you. Oh yeah, hold on. You can actually interact with the doll, by the way. I don't know if I've ever shown that off, but various gestures will yield different results. For the most part, there's 2 or 3 results you can get, depending on the gesture. Some she doesn't know how to react to, so she just kind of looks at you quizzically. I'll just show that off real quick. Let's try... Oh yeah, hold on. Let's try clapping. And she claps with you. And then finally... No. Oh, yeah, there she goes. She's kind of looking at you just like, what? Alright, so... where's this great tree? This gate's now open. We could head in here. So from here on out, I'm going to retain silence. I'm going to turn off the microphone, and I'm not going to turn it back on until this game's over. Because, well, there's a lot of explaining to do, but that comes after. As always. As usual, anyway. So, buckle in, folks. This is the final challenge of Bloodborne. But before we do that, I do got one last thing to read pertaining to that. Let's see, which one is it? And then yearns for a surrogate. That's not it. That's not it. This is it. Every great one loses his child, and then yearns for a surrogate. This chord granted Mensis audience with Murgo, but resulted in the stillbirth of their brains. And before we do the fight, let us finally use the chords, for I have decided we're going to go for this particular ending.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Yharnam joins the hunt.
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
So, that was Bloodborne. One of my favorite games of all time. We'll see if Dark Souls has the chutzpah to replace it or not. I don't know if you can exactly hear me right now. I'm gonna do my best to try and talk over the really loud music right now. But, yeah. That was freaking amazing! I'm glad I got to replay that all that over again. Hang on just a second. Matter of fact, I really can't. I can't hear myself over that. Okay, so it's time to start explaining as much of what happened as I can within the somewhat short time frame that I can do it. So, what the heck was Bloodborne all about? What does any of that have to do with what we just saw? Or, that's not the right way to put it. What does... Oh, yeah, hold on.
Good. All signed and sealed.
Oh, yep, it just starts the game over. But we have all our gear! Ah, doesn't this look familiar? We're back where we started. And with all our sweet loot, but the difference is, we're in New Game Plus now. Handwritten scrawl. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Okay, so about that. What the heck is pale blood? Another theory back on... Oh yeah, we got enough insight where we can hear the baby at all times. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and start explaining how many times I'm going to say that before I actually do it. So, what is pale blood? Pale blood could mean a number of things. One theory is that it's the doll. The doll has pale blood, after all. And it helps you throughout the entire journey to seek out the monsters. Well, that's mostly Garamond's doing, but to help you level up to fight these monsters. The blood echoes, the blood itself, empowering you through all the trial and error, and the doll being just a genuinely friendly ally in your struggle, even to the end. Also, pale blood could mean the moon presence we just fought, that frickin' Nartheklotep, however you pronounce that, XP son of a bitch, that we just somehow managed to beat with no blood vials left. I'm really proud I was able to do that in one go. That entire run in one go. Again, I'm a little overpowered probably for that fight, but hey man, whatever, I'll take it. Pale blood possibly being the moon presence, because, after all, it is the pale moon that we have beckoned. We finally killed it, and the nightmare, for once and for all, was truly slain. And we transformed into a squid monster. We took 3 umbilical cords. Here's the thing, the game doesn't, no matter where you look in the game, on the wiki and all that, I mean, I'm sure there's a theory or two I could read somewhere that kind of does a good job explaining it, but we can look up, you could probably look it up for yourself, but there's no real concrete explanation as to what the 3 cords actually did there to help us in that fight. It helped us resist the moon presence. If you submit to Gehrman, you lose your life, but you live back in the waking world with no knowledge, as he said, of what transpired. The terrible eldritch truth is lost to you, possibly forever. But you're alive. But the cycle continues. And eventually, it'll probably consume everything as we know it in the struggle. So, some people consider that the worst ending, submitting your life. The game just ends right there, and the wet nurse is actually the final boss in that case. But if you refuse and you fight Gehrman and beat him, Gehrman, excuse me, baby, quiet. I'm trying to explain the game here. If you fight Gehrman and win, but you did not take the umbilical cords, you cannot resist the moon presence, and it overtakes you, and it replaces you. as the guide of future hunters, much like Gehrman. I think you even lose your leg. I have seen all the endings before, by the way. I'm going to decide not to show them because I just don't want to go through all that again. But yeah, in that ending, you submit to the Moon Presence and become the new wheelchair-bound guide of fellow hunters, and the cycle once again continues. The ending we just became a squid baby. Destroying the Moon Presence after consuming enough umbilical cords to defend us against the Moon Presence's captivating allure, as it were, made all that happen. And that is the possible best ending, because although there is a chance you will grow up to be a great one that is uncaring for humans, that does not care for the plight of humanity, the trophy associated with it suggests that you ascend humanity into the next evolution, or at least you will at some point, and that you did remember your compassion for humanity, if you have compassion, unless you've been going around murdering everybody, all the NPCs, which we did not do. We technically got everybody's best ending, more or less. As for the plot itself, the plot of Bloodborne. So you're probably all wondering about a couple key points, and I'm going to try to do my best to cover them. I might miss a thing or two, just warning you. I could always maybe explain later in a stream if I ever decide to do the Chalice Dungeons, which I'm planning maybe one day, but for now I'm going to retire Bloodborne. But as for the story, so the Moon Presence, what the heck is it? It's a great one that is contracting hunters through Gehrman to hunt other great ones, to keep a balance, as it were. For what reason? Don't really know. It could be for good intentions, it could be for bad intentions. We probably murdered a benevolent great one, for all we know. Some great ones are sympathetic to the plight of humans, but only if it has something to gain from it, from helping us out. And Murgo, in that case, was the source of the Scourge, now crying in our New Game Plus to be, sadly, murdered once again. Go through the whole game. All the enemies are beefed up, but so are the blood echoes that you get from slaying them, so everything balances out in a way. But I'm not going to be doing a New Game Plus, at least I'm pretty sure I'm not going to want to, not yet. I save scum right before all that. I'm going to reload that, and maybe get ready for Chalice Dungeons in the future, maybe not, we'll see. I might take a break from YouTube after this, honestly, after this episode uploads. But yeah, as for the rest of the story, so all those chords pretty much signify the most key plot points of the story. One of them being that Bergenworth discovered tainted blood deep in the catacombs. They might have even discovered Abritius and brought her back, or discovered her in the cabin where they built the church atop. Either way, they discovered a whole mess of things. The Orphan of Ka, the Kaz herself being one of them back in the fishing hamlet. They either most likely murdered her, and, you know, for science, as it were, more or less, the correct way to put that. Again, I might be misrepresenting some facts, some widely accepted facts, and not doing the entire story justice, but after that, it all spiraled downhill. Lawrence eventually took that blood against Willem's own advice not to, you know, as we saw in that one flashback, and began using it to empower the people of Yharnam to perform miracles, to get the church the most powerful and popular faction in the entire city. The city, which grew to enormous size, by the way. The architecture is still impressive. They managed to create quite the heckin' city, if you ask me. But it all came to bite them in the ass. Bloodborne, it was never a plague. Everybody had it because everybody was drinking the blood. The blood tainted with alien DNA that would eventually transform them into humanity's next evolution, beasthood. And that's what the suggestion of evolving humanity's next stage into suggests, by becoming a great one yourself. That you can get them away from beasthood and make them something greater. At least that's the hope. There is no definitively good ending in Bloodborne. Not even the ending where you survive to see a new day. That's considered somewhat of a bad ending when you put it all together, once you know what the game is trying to teach you, or what you can learn on your own. Again, the game doesn't really force any of this down your throat. It just gives you the chance to learn about it, which I loved. I love doing it. I really do love this game. The lore is nuts. I love it. It's so good. It mixes cosmic horror and gothic horror in such a way that is just so appealing. I love the hunter garb, you know, the whole aesthetic of it. I love the combat of this game. It's just good. Although there were sometimes it just felt like it doesn't work for me, but overall, it's... I'm not going to knock it for that. That's just me. That's just me not getting used to it to the full... I've still yet to master this game to a point where I'm just that good that I can blow through the whole game in one go. Not quite there yet. Maybe someday I will be. I was good enough to get through a lot of portions of the game that I didn't expect to get through on my first try. Which was nice. I'll take that. I'll take that as confirmation that I am still at least getting better at the game. Or that I'm a certain amount of good at this game. Anyway, I think I digressed there. Back to the story. Another thing, once Lawrence led the town to ruin, the hunt began. And at some point, Maria took her own life. Maria is Gehrman's secret crush, as it were. Now, whether Maria's reciprocated or not is really yet to be discovered, but the chances are she wasn't even aware. Or maybe she was. And was too ashamed to be his apprentice, considering what she was involved with. The experimentations on the poor people, the ravaging of the fishing hamlet, poor Mother Cause. And so she took her own life, and Gehrman was left, well, heartbroken. And so, knowing about the moon presence, he beckoned it with a cord of his own. And in the end, he made a contract. A deal, as it were. To oversee a generation of hunters over and over to hunt other great ones upon the moon presence's half. It suggested that this whole Murgo thing is an endless cycle, or Murgo is just... the whole Murgo thing is just now happening. But there's no real... I mean, I'm sure someone figured it out, but I haven't exactly pieced it together myself, so I'm not going to try to say what's resolute there when I don't know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, it suggested that this is an endless cycle, much like Dark Souls games. Which I can't wait to play. I can't wait to work on Dark Souls next. That's going to be fun. I'm going to play some of that with Bean. That'll be great. Been playing already. It's fun. But, yeah, Bloodborne will always hold a special place in my heart because of the amount of insane lore and all that. Willem himself sought to line his brain with eyes. He sought to obtain insight, whereas Lawrence was all about evolution through the blood. And Willem used his cord to possibly, I think what he did was transform a poor lowly follower of Bergenworth into Rom. And Rom was powerful enough to keep the Red Moon, the Blood Moon as it were, at bay, and keep this from really getting out of hand. So we kind of undid that ourselves, as far as I can gather. Again, I'm hoping I got all this lore straight. Feel free, for any possible Bloodborne champ that comes across these videos, feel free to correct me, or feel free to present your own theories, as it were. Because again, not everything is 100% concrete. Some of this is still speculation to this day, if I am to believe. Bloodborne's a great game. You all gotta give it a shot. I think it's still... with only touching upon most of From Software's other repertoire, like Dark Souls and Shadow Tower, another game I yearn to go back and beat for once, stuff like that, Bloodborne is a crowning achievement if you ask me. It is just a masterpiece game, with only some hiccups here and there, with only some things that only marginally weigh it down in my opinion. I think there's really nothing else left to say. I'm kind of, at this point, I'm just adding upon what you guys may already know. And again, there might be some things I forgot. But that was great. I was very glad to play that game one more time, even with the baby fucking shark do-do-do-do-do, giant shark do-do-do-do-do, that freaking segment all over again. I was glad to discover a way to cheese that, I'm not gonna lie. I have beaten it legit before, I have. But I was just too impatient to do so this time. Possibly 200 leveled, not quite sure. Anyway, I'm not that great at the game, but I was good enough to get through it, in the end. And I'm thankful for that. Taka, we went on one hell of a ride together, and in the end, you became some sort of space chicken AIDS squid combination thing. And you did your part, but now, once again, you're alive, and you're probably hoping to get the fuck out of here. Taco himself, no stranger to endless cycles, would absolutely pick the option to end the cycle, as it were, even at the cost of his own life. He would do that. So, I picked the ending I thought would best fit him, but also the ending that would best get to explain some more of the lore. I'm not going to show off the rest of the endings. You can look it up on YouTube. I was planning on it, but at this point I'm like, nah, I'm good. And the endings, you can just look them up. But we did get the most, I mean, I'm not sure it's the most canon ending, but the most complete ending. The ending you have to work the hardest to get to, getting all those third chords and all that. I didn't expect to actually get all 4 of them, but I did. And that's another achievement I can pat myself on the back for. Oh, holy cow, I almost knocked everything off. Hang on. Okay, this is dragging on. Any questions? For those of my friends that watch this whole series front to back, if you have any questions, just ask me. You know me, where to find me. I'm on Discord. Anything I might have left out. Plot of Bloodborne's great. The more you dig into it, there's so much more to talk about too, but I think I covered what is necessary to go over. In the end, Gehrman paid for it. He so longed to get out of the Hunter's nightmare. He created the doll with the Moon Presence's help. And in the end, the doll just did not satisfy him. It was not his Maria. That's the last thing to cover. In the end, this whole thing was caused by Lawrence, Willem, and Gehrman. They're the biggest players in the whole charade. And if it wasn't for them, none of this might be... Or, well, maybe the Great Ones would have allured other patsies into it. But it was certainly those 3 individuals that caused the most of this. And Gehrman himself, that fight is so good. He's such a tragic figure in the end. He really wanted to try to undo what he did and keep you away from taking on the burden yourself. He would rather take the burden than let someone else take it for him. So I will respect him for that. The night and the dream were long, and it's finally over. So guys, that's about it. Thank you so much. It's time I bid you guys all adieu. And, yeah, this will work. It's like I'm taking my high school yearbook photo. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching me play Bloodborne. That was fun. I'm glad I got to do that again and show off my own chutzpah at this game, and you know what chutzpah I could show off, and the lore and all that good stuff, and take you through Yharnam, as it were. Love you guys. Peace out.